Hello. Oh, I don't know where to start with this. This is going to take a few minutes to explain. We're going to try and look at some parts of this video here, the Sade Cherish the Day video. If you're familiar with Quantum of Conscience, Matt, he's mentioned this video several times. There's a big 9/11 foreshadowing in this music video, okay? There is an absolute ton of stuff in here actually, and there's a ton of, like, I don't know what you'd call it, cinematography type effects with shadows and negative space and all that kind of stuff. There's actually quite a lot of stuff in here, but with that being said, I'm going to gloss over all of that stuff. I'm going to gloss over the main bulk of the symbolism, and I'm just going to look at a small portion of that video, and it's somewhere around this point right here. Because, yes, there's the 9/11 references in here, but I believe there's more than just a 9/11 reference in here. I believe that maybe, I was looking at the previous video, I was looking at 2/13 as being a date that something significant could happen in terms of like a ritualistic destruction event. Nothing did happen that day. There was a big ritual. That ritual took place at the SoFi Stadium, and that is, I think, part to do with some of the dates that are hidden in here and are hidden with the $1 bills still. I mean, I got up to that 2/13 date and I kind of stopped looking, which was probably a mistake on my part. I probably should have kept working at it a little bit more. But you see something with so much relevance, so much, I don't call it potential. That's a bit of a, not maybe the right word, but there were so many little references to that 2/13 date that I kind of, just got completely focused on that date, and I was doom and glooming it a bit on that date. Well, some new dates to doom and gloom now, partially through watching this video and partially through messing with more numbers on the dollar bill. So we're going to link this to the dollar bill, the code that is in the dollar bill, or the hidden numbers that are in the dollar bill, right? If you haven't seen this video, I suggest maybe you should probably go watch it first. I'm also going to be referencing back to, like, what I call the Cross of Lorraine table, that chart that I reference back to quite a bit. And I'm not going to, I haven't got time to explain all of this stuff. So by all means watch this, but it might not make a lot of sense to somebody that's just clicked on this now. But it is interesting, and you can go back and watch some of my other videos which will explain some of that stuff. Okay, starting off, we've got black and white. Yes, we all know what that means. We've got her on top of a skyscraper, the Tower of Babel, if you like. She's the fiction. She's feminine, so she's representing the divine feminine. She's got the guitar around her neck. This is, does she need to have this, really? No, not really. She could have just been up there singing and dancing. Half the time she only plays this for a few little shots. The rest of the time she's just dancing with her hands. Why is it there? Because it's the 8 and it's the 1. Yeah, it's the 1/8. It's the 18. Yeah, it's that balance number that's in the middle of that chart that I was just saying I'm going to talk about here in a little bit. So we've got the 18 here, or the 1/8, right? And there's various other little bits and bobs. We've got bridge references, suspension bridge references in here. We've got the Twin Towers here, of course. We've got the Empire State. We've got that needle. We've got the Chrysler building needle in here as well. So there's a ton of, bits and bobs. Not to mention a lot of, interesting, shots to sort of help explain the whole thing. But I haven't got time to do all that with all the shadows and all the rest of it. Now, we start off, we got the timestamp is at 123 here now, and this is the first character, right? Okay, in the dollar bill decode, the 5th of November is where we start the quarter code, decode, I guess. You know, the one that starts on, remember, the 5th of November, then it goes to St. Andrew's Day, then it goes to Christmas, then it goes to the 19th of January, 911, and then it goes to the 213, okay, the 13th of February. Okay, that is in the dollar bill. This is the start date for that. This is a cross-reference for that thing, okay? This is, have I got a picture of him? I did have. Where is he? This is this guy, yeah? This guy, excuse the pun, right? Guy Fawkes, yeah? The fork, 3-into-1. The flux capacitor, the side of the bloody Twin Towers, those forks that are running down the side of the tower into one, yeah? The trident, however you want to reference it. Yeah, it's all the same idea. 3-into-1. The Holy Trinity. Right. Okay, so we've got him out of the way. Let's go back to the, come on, Dan. We got him out of the way, right? He's actually, look, the guy is asleep right at the start of this, yeah? Come on. Keep up. Okay. Okay, yeah, we don't need to do all this again. We probably should reference the fact that a plane crashed into the Empire State, you know, a little bit of foreshadowing there back when, I don't know when that was, 50s maybe. Excuse me. I should probably look that date up, it's probably interesting. Here we are with the Twin Towers in the background again, blah blah blah. Okay, come on, let's get to this interesting spot. Got the needle there. Needle again. Got her on a pyramid here. You know, we've got the, you know, the Chrysler buildings in this. That's very Art Deco-y. The Hoover Dam is very Art Deco-y. Yeah. Come on. So I think this is the start of this. I'm not 100% sure. Hopefully it doesn't. No. Let's go back a little bit. Here's Doggy. So we've got the dog reference. Yeah. The Snoop Dogg reference again. The God reference. Sirius. I think Matt talks about it being the Sirius reference. But Snoop Doggy Dogg, yeah? And at the Hoover Dam, those pair of winged angels that look like Anubis or Wepa Wet or whatever the hell the other one's called. At the Super Bowl, we had Snoop Dogg morphing into a Doberman, yeah? And I've seen that imagery before with him. I don't know what videos it's in, but I've seen it before. And, you know, the Doberman is about as close as you're going to get to, you know, the African jackal, you know, for referencing Anubis. So it's interesting the dogs that are picked, you know. Anyway, somewhere in here, right, I'm going to have to play some little bits of this. So we've got this character here that's jumping up and down, right? So we've already got the jump reference, you know. The jumpers, the jumps that we're taking here with the numbers. There's the Twin Towers. We're going to do a jump now to the next thing. And we've actually gone a little bit too far here. Let's see if I can back this up. Hang on a minute. It all happens within a few seconds here. This is the scene where the helicopter, now we need that. This helicopter, actually I'll just play it. This helicopter is going to crash here into this building. It doesn't actually crash, but this is what we're trying to get. This is what they are trying to get across with this, you know, with this, the way they're doing the filming. Okay, that helicopter crashing. Of course, we had the Kobe Bryant. As far as I can tell, it was fake. Fake helicopter crash. Why they do these things, and I mean, if it was real, why the ridiculous inaccuracies with all of the findings, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, look at this dog's like shut his mouth. So anyway, we have the reference to the Twin Tower thing there with the aircraft hitting the building, right? Now, this character, I'm sure people know exactly who this is supposed to be. Just looking at this, I mean, if I know and I'm an Englishman, then surely most Americans will know who this is. Okay, this is this character here. Yeah, Malcolm X. Let's get a better picture of him. Let's see, we've got a better picture of him here, so you can see these glasses. Come on, look at this. I mean, this is uncanny, really. Look at this picture here. Let's look at this big picture up big. Look at this. Look right now. Watch. Ready? Look at this. I mean, come on. You know. We've even got a little UR right here. You are the X. X marks the spot of your awakening, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, let's just move on a bit because I want to get to this next bit. So we've got Malcolm X. So we've got Malcolm X referenced here, okay? And we do some more little jumpies. And that kid's got sandals on. Let me play it, see if we can get to this next bit. The one kid's got sandals on. I think the kid doing, I can't tell. I can't remember if I could tell. Here we go. We're going from the Twin Towers now, over here. And we're doing we've done a jump, and we're still jumping, yeah, to the next event. Alright. Okay. This kind of reminds me of the elevator doors at the Hoover Dam. But look what we got on here. We got a B17 or an 817. 817. Yeah. 817. 187. You heard just talking about Snoop Dogg and that whole ritual, the halftime show. How many times do Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre mention 187 in their songs? A whole bunch, interesting, isn't it? How some of this stuff's coming up. And we've got a girl jumping up and down now. She's got the high tops on, a little basketball reference maybe. The glasses have turned to a white color now. So we've got like a, the opposite thing going on here. Yeah, the divine feminine referenced, and what we got some plumbing. Yeah, the fire hydrant, the thing that always blows open in a film, whenever there's a crash or an incident. Yeah, so we've got this idea of water being unleashed right here. Okay, next to the boombox. Yeah, the thing that Marty blew up at the start of Back to the Future, the huge amp. We've got this reference back to the boombox. I mean, this is just insane, the amount of references that are in here. But this is going to become more insane in a minute. Okay, and that's pretty much it for what we want to cover in here. Okay, I probably oh, hang on a minute. No, tell a lie. And I know I've missed something out at the start of this. There's a little kid with a headband on that looks a bit like oh, let me play this a second, and I'll go back to that if I can find it. Hang on. Anyway, what this says basically says Go Rider. Okay. Oh, and you can start thinking of other rap things like Flow Rider, Go Rider, Flow Rider. I guess I could go and look at some stuff with Go Rider. The other thing that popped into my mind was Knight Rider. And there are a ton of rider references. Yeah. Where to start with that, I mean, I don't know. But it's nice that they've got the rider with the Y, with the flux capacitor in the middle. And I mean, there must be tons and tons of references to this. But we'll talk about the Knight Rider reference here in a second. So we've got all that stuff, right? Well, how does this connect to 9/11, Dan, or to some other events that are going to happen? And we've seen one of the dates. Well, let's go through it. The easiest way is to show you, and I've got a great schematic, diagram, graphic, whatever you want to call it. This was done by me, yes. The handwriting is terrible. I can't, I can only write so well on a mouse pad thing, on a touch mouse pad thing. It's next to impossible to write this stuff. So that's why it looks like a 2-year-old did it. So, anyway, what we've got going on here is we've got this 254 that's on the dollar bill, and then we've got the 155 that's on the dollar bill, and then we've got the 213. Okay, let me just show you the dollar bill. If you've not seen the decode of the dollar bill, you've got to go watch that before you watch this. Really, this isn't going to make sense from here on out. But let's get a picture of the dollar. No, not Malcolm. Picture of the dollar bill. Okay, here's the 254 right on this side. Okay, when we fold down by the little owl guy right here, we fold this side over. We got some interesting stuff going on. Okay, we've got some interesting stuff going on. So we've got that one date there, which is a day of the year, which happens to be 9/11. Okay, we've also got the 155 at the top here, and then that comes over to the 213. Right now, bear this in mind. We've got the quarter code down here. Okay, this is telling us about the quarter code, and we'll go through that in just a second as well. But if you've not seen the dollar bill fold, you need to go watch that, because that explains how we get those numbers, how we know what those numbers are really. And it also explains that when you fold this over onto here, you end up with the 10th of November, and at the bottom you end up with the 8th of November, right? And the missing number is the 9th of November. Okay, that's the missing number, and right here we have it referenced with the 254. Okay, that is just very brief to just try and explain to somebody that hasn't seen the video. It's better just go watch it. Here's the 254. We go 155 days. Okay, and by the way, that I'm talking about the leaves and the berries. We just counted leaves and berries there to get these numbers. So we go from the 254 day, which is September the 11th, over, or 9/11, okay, over to the 213. That's what I was just talking about. February the 13th, yeah. And when we fold the bill together, we get a 10th of November at the top, and we get the 8th of November at the bottom. And so we're missing 9/11. Okay, 9/11 is when I'm talking about November now, is the 313th day of the year. 52 days remain. We've got that 25 for the quarter code, yeah. The quarter code helps us get from the 5th of November to this date here. It takes us from the 5th of November, and coincidentally, if you take 666 and minus this off, this 155, that is 5/11, the 5th of November, okay? So if I now go from the 5th of November, it takes me to the Great Scott, which is St. Andrew's Day, the 30th, okay, which is also in the dollar bill, that symbolism for the 30th of November. And then we go to Christmas, and then from Christmas we go to 119, okay, and 9/11, the 19th of January, and then we go to the 213 in quarter increments, 25-day increments, okay. That's why it's the quarter code. Washington's head is on the quarter, okay. This is all in previous videos. Okay, now, so if we go from the 313 and we look at the twin date for 313, because we know that the twin date for 254 is the 21st of April, okay. I think is that the Queen's birthday? Something stupid like that. So we have that day, we know what the twin day is for that. So if we look now for the twin day for this 9/11, which is 313, we want to look at the 52nd day of the year. It takes us to February 21. Who is born on February 21? No, he's not born on February 21. He dies on February 21. Is Malcolm X. The X dies. X marks the spot. Okay. This character. Okay. Let's go to him so we can just double check that I'm not stringing you along here. Malcolm X. Okay. Born the 19th of May. Dies the 21st of February. Okay. What is interesting about this Malcolm X thing now? We said you are Malcolm X, yeah? Malcolm X is born Malcolm Little. Okay, so it's Malcolm X or Malcolm Little, the little X. And look at this now. Now I'm just seeing the Shabazz at the end of this. El Shabazz. Sade. Shabazz. Oh dear. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Malcolm Little, right? So we have little X. We have the little X. I should have gone back in the video and shown you this, but look at this. The little X. This is the start of, like, here's the 213 that's in the dollar bill. Here's the little X right here. This is the little cross. This is the short T before the two big T's of the cross of Lorraine. Okay, here's the short T here. This is the little cross. This is the Malcolm X. This is X marks the spot right here. Whew. A lot to get through. People. If you're not familiar with this table, this is a table of Fibonacci type numbers. I put it together. There's a lot of interesting things that happen in this table. A lot of interesting numbers. Here is the number for 9/11. Just happens to be in the 11th column of this table, yeah? The 254th day of the year. Look, we're dealing with a whole year here. 364, pretty close, with one day off. We've got to add the 1 in, yeah? And so we're going to come to another interesting number here, the 199 here, in just a second. But before we get sidetracked yet again, Dan, this is the short T, yeah? This is go shorty, it's your birthday. This is the birthday here. You know, in the Super Bowl, 50 Cent being reborn in the Super Bowl, yeah, with the thing around, you know, the headband on, coming through the corona, the Vesica Pisces. It's in this video as well. Somewhere at the start of it. Oh, I think I almost got it right on then. This kid here, look at him. He's got the headband on. I mean, you know, come on. You know, so the references are insane in this video. Like I said, I'm going to miss a ton of stuff out of here, but it just is what it is. So anyway, what do I want to go back to? Let's go back to this thing. So we've got all these codes. If you've seen those videos, you know what I'm talking about, right? Well, this is the 313 here. Significant day for me, personally as well. This is why I know that this is not just a bunch of men in a dark, smoky room planning all this stuff out. This is reality itself doing a lot of this as well. Okay, I'm not saying that there aren't people doing that in the background as well, but like the video that we're looking at here, to me it looks like there's an awful lot of programming there, an awful lot to be in just one video. Usually you don't see that much stuff in one video, so that makes me think that that's placed there, just like the code is placed on the dollar bill. That's a conscious thing, you know, rather than a subconscious, conscious, collective thing behind the scenes, I think. Anyway, what's interesting about this date, so this death date for Malcolm X, X marks the spot, yeah? The interesting thing is, if we go from this 9 of November, then this 9/11, which is the twin day, and we shoot over to this one, 104 days is what it takes to get to there. Remember Back to the Future? Remember the clock stops at 10:04? There's our 10:04 right here. This is absolutely, like I said, you're going to see a lot of insane stuff here. So there's this date, yeah? Okay. We can go now. I just happen to think, what happens if I go 155 days on further from 213, right? Guess where it brings us to? 718. That B17 that is in that video on the shiny doors there. July the 18th. I mean, of course, you can switch these numbers around and go to the 17th of August as a reference point for this as well. The significance in my life to some of these numbers is just absolutely insane. But so anyway, if we go those 155 days, we're at July the 18th, yeah? July the 18th. And what we've got here, we've got the 78 with the 1 between it, yeah? The 1 that has to be born is between the 7 and the 8. Yeah, where have we seen the 7 and the 8 before? 007, yeah? This 8 is the 00 of the 7, yeah? 87. Coincidentally, if we go back to, we were talking about 87 now, let's go back to Malcolm X. Between the 19th of May and the 21st of February, or well, if you go from the 21st to the 19th of May, there is 87 days there. 87 days, yeah? And what does Doc say in Back to the Future? When this baby hits 88, you're going to see some serious, I mean, but yeah, we've got that. We've got the 78 reference there. I believe we had the 87 referenced in the Champlain, whatever the hell it was called, Champlain Towers collapse in Florida. Yeah, I may be wrong on this. I can't remember exactly, but I think it was 8777. The address, maybe. I could be very much wrong on that. Correct me if I am wrong. I'm not going to check it right now. But these references come up, and that if you watch that thing back in slow-mo, it looks like a tidal wave breaking through a dam. You just got to go back and look at some of my old videos. But it's very interesting. So we have that 87 reference again. I wanted to say, why have I come back to this? No, let's get on to, let's go back to this now. Okay, what's interesting again about this 718, yeah? Or the 187 as Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre will sing in their songs. How many times have we heard them sing that? We've got a number here for the day of the year. This day of the year, and interestingly enough, it coincides with another day that we'll talk about in just a second, is the 199th day of the year. Okay, the 199th day of the year and the 254th day of the year, those two things sit in the 11th row of my little table. Should I just call it my little table from here on out? This little table, look, here's the 199, and that is on the 213 row, yeah? We had the twin towers, yeah? Man on wire going across the pie. Yeah, you remember that? Remember that film? That was I haven't seen the film, but and I expect there's a ton of references in it. I probably should watch the film. But the guy that does that, the tightrope walker, as we saw in Madonna's halftime show, and it's in a ton of other bits and bobs. The tightrope walker, but he's man on wire, yeah, forming the pie. Pie is formed in the trail from the DeLorean, yeah, with when the lightning strikes and Marty goes back to the future, and that trail that's the 9/11. It's also an 8/11 reference to the to the Cross of Lorraine again. This chart here, yeah, here's the 2 skid marks of the car, right, that are on fire, and this is the line through it here, yeah. Doc's car is the 8. It's a Packard 8 or something like that. So I'm waffling now, but there's the pyro here, and the pyro just happens to have the 254 in it for 9/11. And here we go with the 199 now. We've come across the 199. What's interesting about this 11 row is we've got the 89, right? But if we flip that around, it's a 68. And the 68, look where the 68 is right here. Okay, and look where the 86 is in the 8th row here. We've got this 8 row here that complements this physical balance column here. And this 8 row here with the 86, this totals 222, yeah? And we're going to have the day after Malcolm X's death date is the day that George Washington is born, yeah? So the birth of the first president, yeah, of Neo the One, yeah? He's on the dollar bill. He's Neo, he is the One, okay? And so that is on there. This is just the total for this row here. So the 222. And of course, it just, I mean, I could just rattle on for ages. Here we got the CRM 114 in reverse, the 411 here, right, in this row. Let's just see how this connects now with a few other things in my other little schematic here, okay, because if we go from this 9/11 here in November and we go back 114 days, we are going to end up at this date again. So we've got the CRM, complete rebirth of man. I think it's that way around in the film. That's referenced in pretty much every Kubrick film there is. That number's referenced, okay. And look where we're going. We're going back to this day, this 718. That's pretty insane to me to find, because this, I mean, I've come across a few references to the 1004 with the clock tower, but this to me, absolutely insane. Okay, so we've got this date, and it's the 199th day of the year, this July the 18th. Now let's go to, I should have made my thing bigger here, I should have gone to the size big. I should have gone to brushes, the massive brush, and then, you'd have been able to see this so much better. So we go from the 718 to 199, and what's the other date for that? The 15th of June. Now, I can't, Donald Trump's birthday, the 14th of June, is that correct? I should know that off by heart, the amount I listen to Jurassic Liars, but yeah, here we go. This is the reverse date here of this. So a president born the day before. It's just super interesting, isn't it? We've got a president born the day after here. Yeah. So I don't know. Is something going to happen on the 21st of February? Was Malcolm X already the event? And we're waiting now for this event. Now, don't forget, the moon landings took place right around this time as well. So this is interesting as well. Especially with the REM stuff and Man on the Moon. I'm going round in circles with the references, but I don't know what else to say about this really. Yeah, we've got the 10th of November that's at the top of the dollar bill with the shield and the P that's an O. Yeah, so that makes pi, and it makes we know it's that day. The bottom is the 8th, okay, and then we know that there's a 9/11 missing, so that tells us that this has to be a 9/11 date. It just so happens to be September the 11th, and I mean the way this thing fits together is absolutely nuts. It really is. So I don't know what else to say about it. I think I've pretty much covered everything. Let's go back. And we've looked at it in here. You've seen the 199 that is on this 11th column here. You know, the 11th column. And this is this 11 that sits in fact, the middle point where I've got my cursor now, that would be the balance point. It's a 1 and a 1. Again with the metaphysical, yeah, the 1 and the 1. So it's just a, boy, I don't know. It's a very good way of referencing balance. This 11, you know. There's our 199 and there's our 254. Okay. I'm trying to think what I've missed out of here. Let me go back. Let's just look at the tabs. I think I've covered all these tabs. Oh, no, I've forgotten about the Knight Rider reference. You know, just happened to watch it the other day, the first episode, and I'm like, oh, I'll look up the Hoff and see whether, you know, see if there's anything interesting, you know, because of that Go Rider reference in the thing. Look at this, July the 17th. Again, we're just a day. We're either day before or day after. We were day before with the Hoff. Okay. At the start of Knight Rider, yeah, he basically gets reborn. He gets shot, and they give him plastic surgery and a new identity, and you know the references are just insane. Anyway, what else do I want to say? President's Day. President's Day is Monday. A lot of people have the day off Monday, actually. Interesting. And then the following day is this is Malcolm X's death date. Okay, and then the next day we've got George Washington's birthday. Okay, the 22nd. So Neo is born. Okay, so he morphs from Malcolm X, who's the martyr, I guess, and dies, and then he's reborn into Neo the One. Yeah, interesting. What else do I want to say? That's it. Sorry, this is all over the place. So much to like link together in here. So much to link together. But X marks a spot. Yeah. Remember, Indiana Jones. X never marks a spot. Maybe X does mark the spot, or at least it marked the spot where they found the first clue, didn't it? Was it the first clue or one of the first clues anyway? So I hope I haven't missed too much out of there. Anyway, I guess I might get this on before. Looks like we're at 2:20 right now, 2022. I may get this on before the 21st. I may not. Anyway, right. Hope you enjoyed, and God bless, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Alright, cheers, bye.